So it's not,
It is,
Hopeless right now.
well,
it's not,
it is, I mean, her lungs are full,
It's not looking good.
right, and her lungs are starting to harden, that's when they had her put the tube.
Is this gonna be the Hungry Man?
So, all right, and this is an idea that when we met on March the 8th, we talked about activities. Ms. Crenshaw said, I'm a visual learner, I need to have something to do, and we have PACT coming up on Thursday. So since we talked about blending and where we are, we thought it'd be a good activity because one, you will have it and it'll be yours to use in your classroom for other things. But two, we can have some, like a make and take for parents who show up. So it kind of gives you an activity that you can do to show how we're working on phonological awareness with the kids. It gives them something to take home, and then you can go on into your center time. So this is the little guy's face.
Is this for me?
Yes,
Just cut his mouth
you
out?
just need to cut his mouth out. But what I was going to share is this is one that I have used. And my suggestion is, this is on cardstock, but you may want to get it laminated.
Okay.
If we don't have time to get it laminated before Thursday, that's fine, but maybe, after that, you might want to. Because as you can see, even laminated, they get a lot of wear and tear. So you want the mount to be big enough so that the cards can easily fit in. And you have a plastic bag, and I think packing tape works the best, where you want to open the bag and put it flush up against his face so that when the children are participating and they're able to put the cards in, they're going to go straight into the bag for you and you're not losing things. All right? So what we've been working on is the blending piece. So I've made us a word list. We've got to make our cards, okay, for our activity. And Mallory, do you want to share a little bit about the Feed Me Monster when we did it with rhyming?
And I have the little printout we can make copies of, but there's like a little story about the hungry thing, and he went to the village and the people couldn't understand what he was saying, but he would say feed me, and he may say makes, and so whoever's holding the grape card, grapes makes, would put it in his mouth, and he would, then the card would say thank you, and then it would come back to feed me, and then I would just call out another word like take, and whoever had cake, like, oh, I run with take, and they would come and feed them until everyone had a turn to feed the hungry.
So that's what I'm saying, with this activity, you can use it with other things. Like this was an example we used with rhyming
Okay.
to reinforce those skills. But now that we've already moved past rhyming, you could always go back and do an activity like that with the cards that you make. But for what we want to do on Thursday, since right now the focus is on blending, we want to do some blending cards. So let's think of some words that we can add to our list, and I can make some cards. And to me, the easiest thing to do is to go to Google Images, and when you get there, do black and white clip art, and then you can make little cards very easily. But I've got plenty of cardstock, and if we want to make our list, I can run the cards. So I think where we want to start, when we think about sounds abound, a lot of those are CVC words. So let's think of some words, and let's make us a list of some CVC words to start
okay,
with.
that's the terminology.
I think the easiest is
Constant, constant.
Cat, okay, cat. All right, so we want a picture of a cat, because see, this is your consonant, there's your vowel, there's your consonant, that's what you're asking. So CVC words, what's another?
Hot.
Hot.
So whenever he does it, he would just like
He's gonna stretch out the word, and the kid's gonna have the picture.
Like
They're
the
gonna
one
have to be
where it
listening
goes,
and go, ah.
So
And they're gonna look and say, oh, I have cat, I get to feed the monster.
Okay.
That kind of activity.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's think of some more CVC words. How about book?
Book.
And they don't have to be all food words. I know we're feeding the monster, but we always talk about monsters can eat all kinds of things.
Yeah.
They might eat a rock. Okay, so we can do a rock. All right, and I heard you say shoe. Okay.
Ball.
Ball, that's a great CVC word.
Trying to think of some of the pictures that's on there. Lip.
Sorry.
Lip.
Lip. Okay.
So you would have a blend, and then they would have.
Like you would say, the monster's looking for
Hat.
who has the cat?
Cat.
Yeah.
Cup.
Cup, that's a good one.
Trying to think of picture words.
Pig.
Pig.
And that's why we want to have a lot of words, because we want to be able to find some that have good pictures that they'll
Chair.
different. Chair.
Yeah, that'll be okay.
So think of someone that you've seen with the Sounds of Mountain program. Pan,
That,
Nap,
yeah.
nap,
nap.
Nap.
N-I-P.
Fan,
fan,
Like have 22
They
words.
do
tan,
tan, toes.
toes.
And two, if we do both of those pictures, you could kind of use this later for a great rhyming activity.
Mhm.
If you want to think about it like that. I always like to try to think of an activity I make that I can use for more than one thing. So, what about some more rhyming? We got
Nap.
hat.
How about nap?
Or we
Like
could
nap.
add rat, nap, and that would go for rhyming too. Nap. All right, so there are a lot of CVC words on the beginning lessons of the Sounds of Bound program, but remember there's also, when we think about the pre and post assessment, there are also some compound words on there. So I think we probably want to add some compound words as well,
Okay, like cowboy.
like cowboy, okay?
One of them is
Rainbow, okay? Those would be good, easy pictures to get.
football.
Football, okay?
Basketball.
Or snowman.
Now basketball, you're gonna be sound, yeah, you can tell them that, they would get it, I think. Snowman,
Basketball. So that comes, we kind of see the syllables on those.
you won't, I
That'll
don't
be
think
two
you need
words.
as many compound words, because that's not really heavy on the assessment piece.
Yeah.
It's mostly the CBC words, and the beauty to me of the CBC words is they're easy for you to then put with a rhyming review activity as well.
With,
Now, we're not gonna talk about that with the
Should we
parents
put-
though, we're just gonna focus on blending when we talk
Right.
about it with them.
for shoe, we could put 2, like the number. Cause it's, I meant for sound, for rhyming.
So if we have
Shoot,
extra
two.
pictures, we could add that,
Yeah.
okay?
It's easier if I need number 2 to put on it. Rock sock.
All right, rock, sock, okay?
So you're changing the blending back into
And
rhyming
height.
at that time, or you're just saying?
We're just
we
doing
want to
blended, but she's gonna go ahead and do pictures in case we need to
Feed,
practice
practice
on.
rhyming.
And
Yeah.
maybe lip ship. Is that all of them?
Ship, okay?
Maybe not for
Not for
ball.
ball. Mop, top,
Yeah.
And top, like a spinning top.
okay?
And then
We got
is
a lot of
ball like
hats.
wall?
Wall.
You can find a wall.
Ball, wall,
Mhm.
You could even find Humpty Dumpty, we could tell him it's a wall.
Book.
chair, hair,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and book, hook.
a hook, yeah.
Very
Pig,
good.
wig.
Can.
Cause we listened to that song,
Yeah.
The Pig Wears a Wig.
Only
cup,
there's era.
Yeah.
Do pub. But
we got pan, fan, rat, cat, nap,
no.
nap, map, okay?
Cup.
So cup is the only one we don't really have a rhyme for, we want to try to. So this one we don't have to add, we might add if we've got room on a
Okay.
page when we start putting them on the cardstock. Okay, so what we talked about is when they come in, they typically go to breakfast, then you come back to the room, and then you've tended to do like a center time activity, but we'll do this activity instead.
Okay.
And then we will have some that parents can have as well, and we'll talk with them and they can observe.
So we
My
could
question
tell this
is-
as a make and take,
Mm-hmm.
so they could just go to the art center and do what we did, cut it out.
And I'll have it ready. And my question is, do you want to have one for you and one your para, like 2 people doing it with 2 small group activities, or do you want to do
No,
one whole
really
group?
do
What-
a whole group.
Okay,
I'd
so
rather
make
do
one,
whole group, and then,
okay,
like the kids that don't have parents there could go into centers and Miss Woodbury could kind of oversee them.
okay. And
So
I
you're
think,
going to.
I mean, I'm
like-
gonna do the whole group as far as presenting it, but when they actually go to make it, then they go to the table, then the other kids can just go to centers. So then
Just
Miss
the
Woodbury
parents
can
that are
kind
there.
of like
can
supervise
have,
while I
like-
work with the parents at the table.
and it could be that the child could even color, you know, the little monster, whatever color they want, and the child is making some with, and the parents doing some as well, and they're kind of having that together time, which I know is so important with pre-K. All right, so when we do the whole group activity, we just sort of kind of made up the little story. I know you already shared that, and we talked about when I tend to do it, I say, he comes to Forsyth. A lot of times they don't know that this is
Yeah.
Forsyth, Georgia. And we kind of talk about, he's here and he is so hungry, he's traveled, he's tired, he's so hungry, he's starving. And because he's starving, he might eat anything. He might eat some corn, or he might eat the microwave, we don't know. And that kind of explains to them, so you don't have the little kid going, wait a minute, why is he eating a cub?
I love that.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it, you're the one, like she said, stretching out the word.
Mhm.
And then they'll have the little pictures and try to figure out what the word is. Okay? And then they get it, they get to come up and they get to feed the monster.
And
And we tend to do, when we did the mouse, she was like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Like we were
Try
making
to
him
eat
act like
their
he's eating.
fingers.
Yeah.
Mhm, and they just thought that was hysterical. So I think it'll be very fun and they'll enjoy it. And the two, it can, if you can decide, is this something we want to do a few more, or are we good?
Mhm.
Do we need to go ahead and go to centers? You'll be able to fill that out based on your class. And then we'll have the activity too where the parents can have that. And then they can also work on these blending skills with their kids at home. So don't mention the rhyming. We're just kind of amongst ourselves talking about this is going to be a great way to review. But for right now, we're talking to parents about blending. So that's our focus.
And if it's possible, just to have like 22 cards would be great.
So you can have enough for each time when you're
Yeah.
going large group.
So
That looks to me
everybody
like
wants her.
we'll be pretty good there.
Right.
So we've covered blending with the CBC words, which is what's hit on the most with Sounds
Mhm.
Abound, but also we've hit some compound words because they're on there as well. Not as many, but they do show up.
And
I
so
know
when
they're
we
on this
blend
side.
compound words, you just say the whole first word,
You
then
just
the
say
whole second
rain, bow.
word. Okay,
With these, you're going
yeah. That's how we did in the post assessment, and I was like, I hope I'm not making it too easy saying rainbow.
You just gotta have that pause in there.
Yeah. So I don't know if basketball is a good one then.
That sounds like more like a civil, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that one off, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think we need one more, let's think of one more, so we'll have 5.
Trying to think of. Sure.
Birdhouse,
Yeah.
have a bird, okay. And then we could find a picture of that.
We're stuck on sports, because I was thinking baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
I think we're good.
Thank you for letting me know.
Awesome.
So Thursday.
Thursday, yes
So
ma'am.
get some of that clear tape.
Get that tape like this.
So
I
what
guess.
would you do?
I guess I'm gonna.
How would you, did you take yours now when you go in?